morning, everyone. Welcome back to another stream. It is Game Week 13, and we have had our last international break of the year. I think the next one isn't for about 4 months. So, yeah, it is lovely to be back. It is lovely to know we don't have a break from it, and we are going into what is going to be a pretty chaotic Christmas period of football and a very chaotic Christmas period of FPL based off how chaotic the start of this season has been in terms of lack of consistency, lack of clean sheets, based off the number of injuries we've had so far this season. I think we got 7 game weeks in about 34 days or something. And from next week, it gets even more congested. So we have got so much FPL to do over the next month or so. I can't wait. It is nice to be back. As I've told you before, these streams are all the sort of highlight of my week. So I cannot wait for Saturday morning to come and for us to get back to these. I still have 2 transfers to make. I also have 1.9 million in the bank. I haven't made any transfers over the international break. So yeah. Good morning, Mo. Trophy in and moderating. If you guys haven't checked out Mo's channel as well, make sure to go and do so after the stream. He started uploading on YouTube this year. So his stuff for like someone who's just started. I remember my stuff when I just started, and Mo makes me look silly. So go and have a look. Go and check it out after the stream. But yeah, say hello. We'll do our usual rounds. It is good to see you back. So it's nice to say hello to a few of you after the break. Let me know what you're having for breakfast. I was late. I'm sorry. I was making my usual cup of tea. And I have got my glass of water. And today's snack, you're not going to believe this. What's the date? 25th of November. I got given yesterday my first mince pies. And that is my snack for today. If we get around to eating it. Most of my snacks just sit on my desk because I don't have time. You are today's snack. All right, okay. We're off to a flying start this morning. Bradley, good morning. Kaja, good morning. Eddie, Cyan, Adam, good morning. Jake, Kieran, well, maybe good afternoon to wherever you guys are. Dominic, Harry, Jackson, Emmanuel, Shadow. Who else have we got? Immortal, good morning. Goldstone, Salmon, Linfard, Kevin, Paul, Referee, Tom, Cheekster, Big Lou, Nils, John, GM96, Prazim, Trey, Ize, Sotmo, Philly, John, Johnny, Natalie, David. Good morning to you all. Yazir, Kieran, Austin, Vasanth, Maltaz, Nasser, Gabby Goals, Bradley, Elvin, good morning. Donovan, good morning to all the members in as well today. I hope you've all had a very nice break, but we are back. Lynn, Emmanuel, Shane, good morning to all of you. So, as we always do at the beginning of streams, we will do a quick fire round of questions. So, do start firing your FPL questions in the chat. While you do that, please make sure you've liked the stream if you haven't already. And if you are new, subscribe because we're here for the next 2 hours and we'll be here every single deadline when you can get your questions answered. But anyway, I'm well. Thank you for asking, Kieran. I am doing well. I am a bit shattered. I don't know why. I'm just very tired at the moment. I've got 2 weeks left until I will be less shattered because I don't have to stay up late to record videos. So I have 2 weeks left of work. For anyone who hasn't seen, I am leaving my work to come and do content on YouTube for FPL as my full-time job. So first of all, thank you all. Every single one of you in here watching has contributed that. So yeah, massively appreciated, and I cannot wait. I am so excited now. So yeah, really looking forward to that. But I did have to, my alarm did go off at 6:30. Like 6:30 on Friday morning to record that team selection video. So it's nice that I know I have to do those. Jack, Everyone is great. Missed the member stream because of flights. Good luck, everyone. Jack, feel free to text me a question if you've got one, or put it in the chat and I will get to it. But thank you very much for the 3 months. Matoma to Mbeumo is pretty much decided. The only thing I could do is go to Palmer instead. And then that gives you an extra week to decide if I want Mbeumo. If Mbeumo doesn't double and he has a blank game week, but I suppose the double includes that fixture against Man City. So, oh, you're in hospital tonight, Brandon. Got a question. I hope you get better soon. Keep me posted. Let me know. Yeah, I hope you feel better. I hope it's nothing serious. You got a question. Should I take a -4 out Douglas Luiz for Palmer or something else? I don't think so, unless you know you've got transfers you need to make next week, because that is a transfer you need to do at some point. So if you've got transfers you need to do next week and it'll be a -4 whenever you do it, I would probably just get it done. Thank you all. Vice captain was Son or Salah. So I'm on Son. Away at Man City in the early kickoff is not the captaincy I really want. And if I'm captaining Haaland, I'm not sure I want to that's me saying that I think City will win that game. So I'm not sure I want to put a vice captaincy on Salah. I do like Son. I think Son is always tempting. It's always tempting for me. It's always tempting for me. Van Dijk has been excellent this season. That's a bit of a push, Mo. Sorry, I had a debate with... Well, I didn't have a debate. I told Mo that... Mo said he thinks that Van Dijk is in the top 3 centre-backs in the league this season. And I said I wasn't sure. It was tongue-in-cheek when I said I wasn't sure, because I knew it would wind him up. But, yeah, now I think about it, I don't know. I mean, Saliba's one, right? Saliba's top. I don't know who else you guys would put. Like, Van de Ven's probably up there. Harry Maguire? No, I'm joking. The online numbers have him second. He probably is second. He probably is second. Thiago Silva as well. The best £0 million anyone has ever spent. Better than Saliba. Ooh. Ooh, interesting. Do I think James might be a great pick for game week 16? So, I don't know what the best way. Let me get this. Oh no, I don't want Twitch up. Twitter. I still call it Twitter. Does anyone at all call it X yet? Sorry, I am trying to get something up that's going to be useful for you. Where is it? So, what we've got here is the spacing of games that teams have. It's a little bit small. The spacing of games that teams have over the next few weeks. And you can see Chelsea sort of there. What is X in it? You know where you got 81 with your defence being Botman, Burn, Evans, Cash, and Gusto. To be fair, my defence is the same and I got 77. So like this, the issue with like 14, 15, 16 is like, look at the spacing in some of these games. Like this is really tough for Chelsea. Brighton, United, Everton in 14, 15, 16. And then over here at Christmas, it's Wolves, Crystal Palace, Luton over 18, 19, 20. That's my concern with Reece James. If we were playing once a week, then I would really be on board with buying Reece James. Christmas time is the worst time to buy players like Reece James, and it's the worst time to buy players like Darwin Núñez as well. So that's my concern. I don't think people are like, oh, will Nkunku? I think Cole Palmer. Will Nkunku take pens? I think Cole Palmer just keeps them. Can you please tell me whom to bench this game week, Mbeumo or Gordon? I don't understand the benching of Mbeumo. If you've got Mbeumo and you're interested about starting him, I probably would. So I'd bench Gordon there. My voice is very croaky this morning. Is Bowen playing? So, I mean, the quote said what they said. He's definitely not a sell. And if you've got him, for me, you start him. Archer is a great backup, but he's not good enough to start over a potentially fit Bowen. I don't think you bench Bowen, and I don't think he's going to come on. I just don't see people like, oh, he could be on the bench and they use him if he needs him. No, he's not that type of player. For me, he's the type of player that if he's available in contention, he'll start, or he won't be in the squad at all. So I just start Bowen. If you don't have him, like, of course, don't buy him. Yeah, I've got Mitoma, and I will be. I'll be selling him this week, but I'm pretty sure that I'll be keeping Bowen. I never really wanted to sell him. Like, he's one of those players I'm happy to have over Christmas. Like, Mitoma and Diaby are not. Like, they will go for me soon. Bournemouth away. The issue is with Diaby is I plan on keeping Diaby for these games. But if they're about to play Man City and Arsenal, is there a chance that he doesn't play that game on Sunday? Because, like, they could play Bailey or Zaniolo and not play Diaby in that game if they've got to play Diaby against Man City and Arsenal a few days later. So, yeah, Diaby's going to go probably next week. It'll probably be Palmer and Mitoma to Mbeumo. And then I'll have a decision to make on Saka next week. If I want Saka, I've got to sell Bowen or Son next week. I'm kind of hoping Spurs look awful and I can just sell Son. That's part of the reason I don't want to captain him, is because I actually don't want them to be very good, because if they don't, then I can sell him. Play Archer or Palmer. Palmer, if you've got him. Like, as we've seen, like, the penalties are great for him, but he's still really good from open play. If you've got a Dingra, I would definitely start him. Yeah. I have no reason, like, with Mitoma being ruled out, Adingra should play on the left wing, which is naturally his stronger side. He's been playing on the right because they don't have any right wingers at the moment with Solly March out. So, yeah, I would definitely start Adingra. Also, those, like, I've said it on my video this week, I don't think there is a defender that I would buy this week, apart from Saliba, at all in the game. So just put out the defenders that you've got. Like, I'm playing Cash, Gabriel, and Livramento. Like, it's awful for defense this week, but there's no one I want to buy. I put this tweet out on Twitter, and everyone was loving it. It's got 1,000 replies. So I put, let's play a fun game. Predict 2 clean sheets from this week. I'm almost certain 95% of you will get it wrong. And 1,000 people have replied to it. You let me know which 2 teams you think are going to keep a clean sheet this week. And I guarantee the first 10 answers will all be different in the chat, because it's so hard to predict. Livramento over Tsimikas, yes. I'm not even certain Tsimikas will start this game. With Joe Gomez back, maybe he plays for defensive solidity. So, yeah, and Livramento's at home. And because Lewis Hall's not available. Lewis Hall's not allowed to play against his parent club. Lewis Hall's not available, not allowed to play against Chelsea. So, Chelsea and Wolves, Newcastle and Wolves, Man United and Palace and no one, Everton and Palace. They're all different. People are backing Wolves and Crystal Palace as the most likely to get the clean sheet today. Sorry, one sec. Palace most likely. Away at Luton, though. I mean, like, probably, but 1 sec. Sorry, I've got to get the train after this, and I'm telling them what time I'm getting in. They're not, no, I'm busy. Matoma out for Parma, come on, Chelsea. I just think Mbeumo is still probably the better pick this week. And I could, there's a chance that I then don't make a midfielder transfer next week because, let me get my planner up. Let me hide my screen while I log in. Yeah. Right. Palmer, a good signing. Absolutely. If you need a midfielder and you're considering Palmer, I just go Palmer. Unless you can afford Mbeumo, but... Right. Let me reset everything. This has Bowen as red, but don't worry about that. So, start Bulldog or Simicast. Probably Bulldog. You have Mbeumo. Should I -4 Matoma to Palmer? I don't know who's on your bench. If you've got Archer on your bench, you can wait a week. But if you've got no one on your bench, then yeah, I'd do it. Bowen, we don't know. We don't even know if he's travelled. I don't know if we get West Ham travelling squads. That would be very useful. He's definitely a keep, but we don't have anything yet. Anything more than we got in the press conference today. Start Lascelles. I'll do my team in a minute. Start Lascelles or Cash and Palmer or Archer. Palmer definitely. And then if you're starting Palmer, you probably want to start Cash. I don't think either will keep a clean sheet. Maybe Lascelles is more likely. Maybe it's my Chelsea bias, but yeah. I'd probably go Cash. He's maybe not as attacking as before, but there's just no defenders I want. Cool. So, morning everyone. I said good morning to everyone when they joined initially, but good morning to everyone who's come in since then. Happy Saturday. Have a great weekend. What should I do with Maddison? Maddison has to go. My top 6 midfielders are Salah, Son, Saka, Bowen, where am I? Mbeumo, Palmer. Buy which one of them you don't have, but don't buy Bowen this week. Is Bowen starting? Say 50% chance. I'd probably say the 50% is quite accurate about how I feel about it. Maybe I think it's slightly more, but I wouldn't go much more than I think it's 60% that he's going to start. But again, I think if he's not going to start, I just don't think he will be in the squad at all. If he doesn't start, it's because he's actually injured and he will miss out completely. I don't see him being on the bench. So, yeah. Son as your captain over Haaland and Salah. You're very confused. It's one of those weeks where I'm not going to convince you to captain someone this week. I'm not going to be sat here going, you need to captain X, Y, or Z. It's not that kind of week. It's the kind of week where if you have a gut feel on a captain, go for it. Because Haaland, I'm defaulting back to Haaland in a home game. If there was like Salah at home to someone else or Son at home to someone else, then maybe I'd consider it. But right now, or if Spurs still had Maddison, right, then maybe I'd consider it. But right now, there's just no better alternatives, particularly with Bowen being a doubt. I suppose with my logic of Bowen not being on the bench means he could be an option, but I don't really want to take that. There is, of course, the chance that I get 1 point of him. I don't think it's going to happen, but why not Watkins cap? I find that game quite difficult to call. Watkins could definitely do well. I do agree. But I've got Diaby. I've got so much investment in that game. I've got triple Villa, right? And going into that game with triple Villa and captain just feels a little bit overkill to me. Yeah, it just feels like a little bit too much. Which way do I need to go? Palmer for Diaby this week or free hit this week? Don't free hit this week. Definitely don't free hit this week. I wouldn't sell Diaby. I would just go with Diaby this week. I definitely don't use your free hit this week, anyone. You're a United fan, being busy but want to focus. 2 free transfers. Haaland, second striker. Bowen, think he's fine. Diaby, cash. Nelly, keep. Rasmus, the biggest problem is he fit. Whether Haaland is fit or not, he needs to go. No disrespect, you being a United fan and all, but he's got to go. It's time to go. Play the clip. Yeah. I quite like Solanke. I don't think I'd buy Isaac over the Christmas period either. Like, I don't think he starts all the games. I really like Solanke. If you need a cheap forward, I would just buy him. He's just going to play. He's the perfect Christmas period pick. He's just going to play every week unless it gets injured. You know, when you see that Bournemouth lineup, he's going to be in it, right? The others, you don't. The others, even over Christmas, you'll be worried about it every week. Give yourself, if you need a cheap forward, give yourself a player that you know is going to be there every week. And a guy he's proven to score in the Prem, even when Bournemouth are not performing. Maybe it doesn't come in every game, but he's 6.4. I'm very positive on Solanke, as you can tell. Palmer and Buemo and Son in for a -4. Palmer and Buemo and Son in for a -4. I mean, I don't know who you're selling, but I'm not sure I'd buy Son for a hit this week. Palmer and Buemo, fine. Like, I'm not sure I'd do that. I'm not sure I'd do all three for a hit. I'm not sure any of those players are worth a hit this week. How would I get in Buemo if I bring in Palmer for Mitoma? I'd have to take out Diaby or Bowen. Well, Diaby's going to go at some point anyway, right? Diaby's got a max of Bournemouth. He's got a max of 2 weeks left in my team. I'm happy to keep Watkins for this run, but I'm not happy to keep Double, especially when he's more rotation prone. So let me get my team up and I'll walk you through some of my transfer plans. So Mitoma out. Let's say I do Mitoma to Mbeumo because I think that's most likely, right? I'm pretty certain I'm going to do that. And I never have time to look at my team on streams anyway. So this will be how I am this week. If Bowen doesn't play, like Archer comes in, like, fine. I'm absolutely A-okay with that. Going into game week 14, I will then have 2 free transfers again. Sorry, I know I missed a super chat. Adingra, Bowen, Saka, Son, Salah, 2 free transfers. Defender, forward, bench, all set. Adingra to Palmer, and don't do. Bowen to Eze, don't do. There must be something else. I do Adingra to Palmer before I burn a transfer, but I wouldn't do Bowen to Eze. Dimitri, thank you for the super chat. No information about Haaland. No. No information about him. So then going into game week 14, I have 2 transfers. I won't have 1, I'll have 2. And like my team will look really nice, but I'll have something to do, like defensively even. Like I don't really have, like I'll play Cash, Gabriel, Simicast next week. I think that's set up pretty nice. Areola in goal. It's just if I want Saka. If I want Saka, then I do Son to Saka. I've got to decide on which of Son, Saka, Bowen I don't want. Where is he? So I could do that. Let me just add the second transfer because it's annoying me that it's going to tell me I'm taking a hit, but I'm not. Where is he? Sanchez in for Turner is something I really want to do at some point. And then going into game week 15, I'll have 1 transfer again. Like defensively, I mean, it looks okay. It doesn't look great. But like Diaby to Palmer frees up money for me to really upgrade my defense. He's 5'2" now. You definitely won't be 5'2" when I go to buy him in that game. But it gives me like 3 million in the bank. And I can just do like Livramento to Trippier. So that's the plan if I sell Son. That's why part of me is like, my plan works really nicely if I'm able to sell Son. So if he goes and scores a brace this weekend, then of course I'm not going to think that's a good idea. Please help. You have Cash, Gabriel, Simicast. You have 2 free transfers. Do I burn a transfer? No. No one should be burning a transfer. Cash, Gabriel, Salah, Adingra, Son, Saka, Bowen. Like, if it came to it, I would do like Adingra to Palmer. If I had to. Like, I'd rather do that than burn a transfer. Thoughts on Eze captain? I'm not sure I would, like, I wouldn't do it myself. But as I said, captaincy is wide open this week. Captaincy is wide open this week. So if you have a real hunch on it, but then do it. But yeah, I probably wouldn't. Eze probably wouldn't be up in there with the players I'd consider. Who to bench? Lascelles, Shaw, Maguire, Gabriel, Taylor. Bench Taylor. I'd probably bench Taylor and Lascelles. I don't think you want double Newcastle defence. So I'd bench Lascelles and Taylor. Play Shaw, Maguire, Gabriel. Time to change to a 3-4-3. I don't think so. There's so many midfielders in the game. Like, the fact that Solanke and Mbuemo are almost the same price. I think it's... Yeah, I mean, I could get it, but... That is an interesting question, actually. Who's a better pick? Mbuemo or Solanke? Probably Mbuemo. But given he plays, like, Bournemouth play Forest in the blank. But yeah. Mbuemo's also a 90-minute man. Why no talk of Gordon? So, my thoughts on Gordon... I still think Gordon's a good pick. If you've got him, I wouldn't worry at all. But he's probably not in my, like... If I was wildcarding now, I don't think I'd own him. So, I think Gordon is a decent pick still. With Isaac coming back, I think he will get better. But I do think they have a lot of minutes over the next month or so. They have a lot of games and a lot of big games, right? There's no time that they're going to rest their players. Let me show you this other one. So this is all the fixtures that every team have left. What's going on? Here we go. These are all the fixtures that every team have left. And Newcastle and Liverpool are the only team that have a fixture in every weekend midweek. However, Liverpool, a lot of them are in the Cup and in the Europa, whatever league they're playing in, where they're going to qualify already, basically. So they can rest on these ones and this one. Newcastle, right, is crazy. Chelsea, PSG, United in the next week is mental. Then they walk into Everton away. Then it's Spurs. Then it's Milan. Like, this run of fixtures is awful. Like, Everton away. Like, no one wants to go away to Goodison Park after they've just had their points deducted. No one wants that at the moment. And then it gets to Christmas and they go Fulham. Okay. Chelsea away in the Cup, which is about their only hope of winning a trophy again this season. So they need to play full strength in that. Luton, Forest, Liverpool. I just don't see any of them playing a lot of minutes over that period. So that's my concern with Gordon, basically. But he's fine for now. And the only thing is Harvey Barnes as well, but we haven't really had an update on him. Needs you to be absolutely spot on for City Liverpool news. I mean, I'll report anything I see, but I don't get it myself. I wish. Or do I wish? Not sure I do. Any news on Bowen and Haaland? I mean, Haaland, what did Haaland post last night? I mean... What was I saying? Oh, the post that Haaland did. Like, let me get it. He posted, "See you tomorrow." Like, I don't know. For me, that was him being like, Pep's lying. I think Haaland will absolutely play. Bowen, we have absolutely nothing. I'm pretty sure Haaland will start. You're torn between taking -4 for Solanke and Palmer or just making one transfer to get rid of Matoma. Can you not just do Matoma to Palmer? Can you not just do Matoma to Palmer? Any plan to transfer out Salah for Afghan or Son during... I mean, I might not even own Son by then. I might do. This run of fixtures is quite nice, but... I mean, yes, I will probably have to sell some of them. The issue is, if you look at how the fixtures fall in December, so they'll play in game week 20, which is like the 1st of Jan. Then the 21st of Jan, there'll be a AFCON. The next game week is not for for 10 days later because it's midweek. So they play weekend. They then don't play the following weekend in the Prem. They play the following week midweek. So it is possible that they only ever miss game week 21, which if they're only going to miss one game, then we just bench them for. That's not worth it. So that's my thing with them. Like, we might end up just needing to bench them. Like, who do like Burnley play in game week 21? Not that I want to do that. Oh, Luton at home. What a guy. The 1 week we're going to need Charlie Taylor. He has Luton at home in game week 21. What a guy. What about Archer? Who does Sheffield United play? West Ham at home. It's almost written. Selson, waste of player in FPL. I just a little bit unsure of what they're going to look like without Maddison. Taylor's always there for us. These two, Taylor and Archer, always representing. What guys? Simicast or Taylor this week. I just don't want to play Simicast. I did say the same last week, and he ended up scoring however many points. But yeah, I just wouldn't want to play Simicast away at City. I'm not even certain he's going to start. We might get team news, and if he's going to start, then maybe you do it. But there's enough. I don't even think him not starting is any worse, because at least he doesn't get all the minus points when I hope City score. But greetings from New Zealand. What time is it though? Late. Who do I put in for Neto? 0.5 mil in the bank. I mean, you probably go down. I probably would buy Palmer because I don't, unless you want to punt on Eze. It's Eze or Palmer. Who am I putting in for Matoma? Probably Mbuemo. Sorry, he's not. His name's not Mbuemo anymore. He posted it on that video, didn't he? It's Bumo. Just there's no M. It's just Bumo. Brian Bumo. If I couldn't afford Bumo this week, would I do Diaby to Palmer and Gordon to Mbuemo this week? I'd probably do Gordon to Palmer for free and then Diaby to Bumo next week. I'm not sure I'd do both this week. I'm not sure Diaby to Bumo is a transfer I'd make. Real proper legit team news for Man City Liverpool game. Nervous last 10 minutes. I don't think there's much to be nervous about unless you own Darwin. If you own Darwin, then I can understand why you'd be nervous. But if you don't, like if Simicast doesn't play, like it's not the end of the world. If Haaland is gonna play, I'm sure of it. I just can't see it not happening. Salah's gonna play. maybe people are worried more about Haaland than I am, but I'm pretty sure he'll play and can guarantee it's Umbermo. It's not. It's not. He put it on. There was a clip of it. He put it up. I'll find it later. Haaland will blank. I don't think so. Is Bowen playing? We don't know anything on Jared yet. We don't know anything on Bowen yet. Alvarez or Bumo. Probably Bumo on pens. Is Matoma to Bumo for -4 worth it? It just doesn't sound right, does it? Bumo. Is Matoma to Bumo for -4 worth it? I mean, it depends what you've got coming off your bench, and it depends what you're going to do with your team next week. If you've got stuff to do with your team next week, then maybe, but then maybe do it for a hit. But if you've got something good coming off your bench, then I wouldn't. Yeah. What was I going to look at? We need 200 subscribers for 88,000. The road to 90k before the end of the year is on. Start Simicast or Charlie Taylor. I'd probably start Charlie Taylor. I don't think any of them are... Like, defenders this week is a complete minefield. If anyone can tell me that they're happy with their defence this week, maybe happy against the average, but not happy in general. Like, you might have Maguire and a Palace defender in there, but people have got Maguire, Palace defender, and Saliba. Maybe you're the most happy this week, but still, like, that's not even... Am I going to sell Bowen? Definitely not. Definitely not. I've got so much value tied up in Bowen as well. He's like the most bought and transferred out player this week or something crazy. But I really like this. Even fixtures like even United at home, Arsenal away, Brighton at home. Like this is still fine. And then it's... So yeah, I'm going to hold for the foreseeable. He's also a player that's not going to go to AFCON as well. With all the midfielders that I'm going to own in my team, Sufal, Maguire, Mitchell, happy. Yeah, that's not bad, actually. With all the players that are going to go to AFCON in Game Week 21, guess who's going to be there to deliver for us? Jared Bowen away at Sheffield United. Salah hat-trick incoming. It's possible. He does love a goal against Man City. Captain Haaland. My captain is on Haaland this week, yeah. When should I play the wildcard? If you've still got it and your team looks fine, then play it in Game Week 19. If you've got it and your team looks awful, play it next week. There's no point playing your wildcard this week just because of how bad the fixtures look this week. That like you're wildcarding into a team that you don't even think that looks that much better than yours. So... If you're wildcarding next week, it's good because you can just take a 1 week punt. But then, like, who do you punt on this week? Tell me some 1 week punts that you'd take this week. Like, if I told you got one transfer to bring in any player, you don't have to sell someone in your team. So if it's a midfielder, fine. But like, who would you take? A West Ham attacker? Would you go Kudus? Eze? Eze is probably the big one that people would go on. Palace away at Luton. Yeah, fine. Solanke, yeah. Eze, Kudus. It's probably the big three. Brennan Johnson. Martial, if Haaland's not going to play. What is going on with Martial? Is he even playing anymore? What's going on? Anyway, 2 free transfers. Cash and Hwang out. Aït-Nouri and Eze in. I don't hate it. Eze is just a short-term pick. This is a thing with Eze. We're going to need our transfers over the next few weeks, and you are buying Eze for 3 games, 2 of which are away. And then you walk into Liverpool, City, Brighton, Chelsea, Brentford, Arsenal. Like, you are just going to sell your Palace players there. Like, it's just, you just are. So, this is just a short-term punt. If you think you get enough out of those 3 games with him, then go with it. But I just don't like those short-term punts at this time of the year. Like, there'll be more injuries to our teams that we don't have at the moment. Like, it's all well and good transfer planning our team for the next 3 weeks, but then someone's going to get injured. It will happen. With the amount of injuries we've got, plus the amount of minutes they've got to play, making luxury transfers at this time of the year is dangerous. And Eze feels like that to me. Eze feels like that. Is Doku a good transfer for Mitoma? Is he going to start? I definitely wouldn't buy Doku over the Christmas period. Doku falls into the definitely don't buy over Christmas period list. I might even post it on Twitter. Definitely don't buy over the Christmas period list. Doku. Darwin. These players. The thing is with Darwin, right? If I told you you're going to get 180 minutes over 3 games from Darwin, or you were going to get 250 minutes from Watkins or Solanke, it is interesting to say who people would pick. 180 minutes of Darwin or 270 minutes of like Alvarez probably or Watkins. Like, it's close because Darwin has the fixtures. Thoughts on Hwang? I mean, he's fine still to hold, but it's just not in my optimal midfield is probably the way that I would put it. Like, he's a fine hold, but he does play for a team that naturally don't have born goal scorers at the moment. And Neto's still not back. Aït-Nouri versus James. I mean, it depends what you do with the money. I probably would prefer James to Aït-Nouri, but it's pretty close. I quite like Aït-Nouri as a punt. He was in my 5 players to buy video this week, my transfer targets video. And James was in there as well, but he was in as a differential. Who's more nailed on minutes, Luis Diaz or Darwin? Probably Darwin, but yeah. Yeah, probably Darwin. Taylor out for Mykolenko. I just feel like the Mykolenko points. I feel like we're chasing points there. The only thing with Mykolenko is he's been massively boosted by the return of Dwight McNeil. Dwight McNeil returned, I think, in game week 10. And he's basically been dropping really deep, which is why hang on. Oh, he didn't play that one. Yeah, he's playing a different role in these 3 games. And it's been allowing him to get quite far forward. And that's the same time that Mykolenko has been doing quite well. I don't hate it. It's 4-4. The fixtures are just a bit rubbish, right? But the fixtures for every defender are rubbish. So if you look at the fixture ticker, the teams that we want to buy are all at the bottom of the ticker. And the teams that we don't want are all at the top at the moment. And it's making life not that easy to buy players. 1 hour 13 to go until the deadline. Thank you all so much for joining. I haven't plugged at all during the stream, so you're going to have to put up with it for once. There are 2,500 of you in here on Saturday morning, and only 300 of you have liked the stream. Come on, help the channel out. Like if you haven't already, and subscribe if you are new around here as well. We are 200 subscribers away from 88,000 this morning. Why not Eze? Eze's good, but again, for me, he feels a short-term punt. Eze feels short-term for me. Like, you buy him for 3 weeks. Sorry, Joseph, that comment's really interesting. I've always wondered, why, people don't like stuff. Not negatively, but just Joseph said, you have your like list as your music playlist. That makes so much sense. That's a clever thing to do. I mean, I'm a Spotify guy, but fair. If you buy Eze, you're just going to sell him in game week 16. And it's just over Christmas making luxury transfers. I feel like it's asking for trouble. Diaby or Bowen? Bowen. If you've got to start one of them, I would start Bowen. I'd go Bowen. Who's better to start, Archer or Ferguson? I'd start Archer because we don't know Ferguson's going to start. Thoughts on when second wildcard is played? I mean, ideally about game week 30, so we're a long way from thinking about the second wildcard yet, personally. Palmer to Alvarez. Palmer or Alvarez to start. Palmer or Alvarez? Probably Alvarez. But then if Chelsea get a pen, you'll kick yourself. But Alvarez. What about Martinelli? Martinelli should start. I don't think he'll be benched. Don't have any reason to predict that he would be. Thoughts on an McTominay as an enabler? Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Yeah. I mean, if you can't afford Palmer, I can understand it a bit more. But if you've got a midfielder and that's all you've got to spend, like 5 million on a midfielder, Souček, I'd probably buy Elanga, but he's yellow flagged now. But these fixtures are nice. Like I quite like that. If you can't afford Palmer, a Dingra you could always do. I can understand why you do McTominay, but Souček, without Antonio, Souček is a really nice pick. But Antonio will be back sooner than we thought. He'll be back at some point in December. Max, how are we doing? Thoughts on Foden as a somewhat differential? Seems to be City's best attacker. Yeah, it's true, but it's just a lot of minutes over Christmas that Foden just worries me. I'd put him in that list of players not to buy over Christmas. If I could punt one player this week, he'd probably be up there, but long term, no. Trump or Biden? I have absolutely no idea about American politics. I have no idea about politics in my own country, let alone politics in someone else's country. So I can't comment. And probably best I can't comment as well. Because I'll say something stupid. I don't know which is worse or which is better. I haven't got a clue. Yeah. Matoma out, James Ward-Prowse in. I wouldn't buy more Ward-Prowse. He feels very reactionary. So no, I wouldn't buy Ward-Prowse. Bowen to undergo a late fitness test. The standard. Yeah, always. But if he's going to undergo a late fitness test, at least that means he's travelled, no? I don't know where you've seen that. If you guys see any news, do tag me in it on Twitter or send it to me in a DM. My DMs are open. So do send it to me if you see anything. Nice mug. Where did I buy it? I don't know. I think we got given... When did we get given them? I think... Yeah, I don't know. I don't actually know. I have lots of stuff in my house. I don't know where it comes from. Any transfers, Harry? Yeah. So, I mean, I'm pretty certain that I'm going to do... Oh, no. What have I done? Yeah, that's fine. Udogi to Maguire for free. Maybe. Sorry, Aloe. I will do that now. My apologies. Thoughts on starting Archer over Gordon or Diaby? Maybe over Gordon, but I don't think I would. I just don't think Sheffield United are like... It's a good fixture. But, yeah. If no news before the deadline, keep or sell Bowen. Definitely keep Bowen. Definitely keep Bowen. Mbuemo, Udogi, Cunha, Tarkowski, start 2, bench 2. I mean, I'd just start the attackers if you can. If you need one attacker, one defender, then I'd probably start Cunha and Tarkowski. So yeah, I'm pretty, like, I have no reason to think that I won't do Matoma to Bumo. There's no way that is pronounced Bumo. Eze or Mbuemo replacement, Mbuemo. So I'm pretty certain I'm going to do this, but I will just wait till later. Like, there's no point in case we get, like, for example, if we get news Haaland's out, like, I'm no thinking that we're going to get that. Ooh, my green screen. I've no thinking we're going to get that, but if we do, for example, then I'd need my transfers to deal with that. Hi, Harry. Can I say hello to Jackson and Jacob? Good morning. Good morning, Jackson. Good morning, Jacob. Good luck with your FPL team this week. It's Burmo. Oh, I can't, you know. If you had funds, would I do Matoma to Saka? Yes. But I don't. I am 0.3 short. Now, I could make another transfer, but the other transfer is probably Diaby to Palmer, which isn't the end of the world. Like, I could do that, but then the only way for me to get Mbumo in next... The only way to do that, to get Bumo in next week, is to abracadabra. I promise you it's never on purpose. Archer or Bowen, definitely start Bowen, as I am doing in my team. So then, yeah, the only way for me to get this guy in next week would be to sell Son or Bowen. Now, I could do it for Son, but I'm not certain of it. Morning, Mark. I'm definitely playing Bowen. I've no doubt I'm playing Bowen. I mean, Chris, if I knew Bowen was going to start and play 90 minutes, I probably still wouldn't captain him. Benji, I'd probably do that move, Mbuemo and Palmer over Gordon and Diaby. Yeah. Your opinion on skipping to bring Mbuemo due to blank and AFCON. Yeah, but so the what I would say on Mbuemo or Burmo or Bumo or whatever his name is, yes, he has a blank. He's predicted to get to double in game week 20. It's possible that he gets a double in game week 20. Now, it is Manchester City, so it's not even Man City away. It's not even that great. However, how many players over the Christmas period from over this course of games can you categorically tell me are going to start every single one of those games? You cannot tell me any outfield attackers that are going to play every single one, apart from maybe Bruno Fernandes. So all you've got with a blank, all this blank is doing is categorically telling me that that is the week that he's going to get his rest, is the best way of looking at it. I categorically know that that is the week that he's going to get his rest. I would be pretty confident he starts the rest of these games now. If he had a fixture that day and that was Man City away, the chances are he might miss one of the other games in here. But now I know that he is guaranteed to get his rest in game week 18 when they have no fixture. That's the best way to think about it. It might be a 2-pointer off from Archer off the bench, but you know when he's going to get his rest. Lucky to tune in here. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Nathan. Can't think of a better way to spend your morning than watching Harry. Congratulations on the full time. Have a great week. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Happy birthday. Have a great day. Should I do Archer to Solanke? I mean, it changes your squad structure a little bit. I do just think... What was I going to say? Sorry. Start Areola or Start best Matoma replacement, 0.1 off. Then it's Eze or Palmer. Start Areola or Sanchez this week. Areola. Udogi or Cash. Probably Udogi. Probably Cash. Sorry. Should I start? Yeah. So if you do Archer to Solanke, I was going to do it mid-international break before he rose in price. However, there's certain weeks that you'd want to play him. Right, so I'd play him this week. Great. He has good fixtures this week, so I would play him this week. The other weeks that you might want him. Game week 17, 18 and 19. Yeah, maybe they're better fixtures than Archer. But if you need a player this week, you can just play Archer. So it's 17 and 18 that he's a little bit better. However, if he's your last attacker, right? Game week 17. City are at home to Palace. Newcastle at home to Fulham. Arsenal at home to Brighton. Villa go away to Brentford. Liverpool have United and you're not benching Salah. So what attacker are you going to bench in order to start Solanke in game week 17? Like maybe Watkins away at Brentford? But really? To play maybe? But it feels like unnecessary. Game week 18 is the other one. Solanke goes away to Forest. You're not benching Saka. You're not benching Salah playing against each other. Villa at home to Sheffield United. Newcastle away at Luton. Chelsea are away at Wolves. So, although Solanke looks a really nice pick, I actually don't think he works as an 8th attacker because I just don't see when you're going to play him. Because the other players you have will have good fixtures that week. Now, this is why I spend so many hours of my life sitting and planning transfers because I think it was Sunday. I was like 75%, well, maybe not, 75% sure that I was just going to buy Solanke. And he was just going to be my 3rd attacker and he was going to sort all my problems. And then I was like, nah, I don't think I'll ever actually use him. The blank is useful for him. The blank is useful. So game week 18, fine. Solanke goes away to Forest. Not the easiest, but Archer goes away to Villa. And the only other one is 21, which is the AFCON Asia Cup week. He has Liverpool, whereas Archer has West Ham at home. I just don't think it's worth the 2 million investment over Archer now to be an 8th attacker. If you want to get rid of Watkins and him be your 7th attacker, then I completely get it because I've looked at what it can do for the rest of your team, but I don't think he works as a 7th attacker. An 8th attacker. But maybe, because the other thing to remember, with 5 substitutions over Christmas, the amount of people who will get 1-pointers, unless you know a player's not going to play, like you will just start them and the chances are like you won't need your bench. How often do people actually get players off their bench because of a player being benched and not coming on? A player being injured and not in the squad, fine, it happens. But, yeah. I feel like I'm talking very passionately this morning. Right. We will be 30 seconds. We're just going to put it in subscriber only mode. You literally have to have been in the chat subscribed for 1 second to be able to chat. For anyone wondering, yes, I am eating a mince pie. But I have no snacks in the house apart from potato waffles, which I need to put in the oven. That's a pastel donata. Oh, if only I was having a pastel donata. I'm eating a mince pie on the 25th of November. What's my conclusion on Bowen? Definitely keep him. No City or Liverpool news yet. Did that save? What is... Is it okay to sell Douglas Luiz? I probably wouldn't buy Diaby. I just think like you're going to want to sell Diaby in 2 weeks anyway. It feels too short term. You can put potato waffles in the toaster. No way. I mean, I just put them in the air fryer. That's game changing. How long do they take? From frozen. This is life changing. Having a mince pie on the 25th of November isn't as bad as buying Livramento in Game Week 12. All right, Carlos. Right, we're going to do a poll. Is today too early to have a mince pie? I didn't know that. Sorry. I always cook them. I always put them in the oven. I've never read the box. Start poll. Right, I just had one. I just got given them. I didn't buy them, and they were in my house. I had nothing else to eat. So, and I'm not even ashamed of it. Captain, a lot of questions in the chat about captaining this player, captaining that player. Like my captaincy ranking will come round. What is a mince pie for starters? Right, for anyone who doesn't know, a mince pie is like pastry, and then it has what we call mincemeat, but it's not meat. It is like berries and yeah, I know. It's like sweet. It's got like raisins and stuff in it. It's quite hard to describe it. Anyway, back to the FPL. 2 free transfers. Matoma to Mbuemo or Ward-Prowse. I'd go Mbuemo, cash to Mitchell. I wouldn't bother with the cash to Mitchell transfer. I'd just sell one and roll the other. I'm not a big advocate of the Palace defense right now, to be honest. So, morning, Jen. How are we doing? Should I get Solanke in for Alvarez, another player to play in Game Week 18? I don't hate Alvarez to Solanke. I don't hate that. Agred or Aït-Nouri for Burn? Probably Aït-Nouri. I quite like Aït-Nouri. Mark Southerns is also buying Aït-Nouri, I think. Or he said he might. So, Diaby to Eze. I wouldn't sell Diaby. I think Spurs will do well today. Bailey and Zaniolo are both doubts as well. Confirm my transfer fast. I mean, I'm going to wait for City news in case I need my transfers on something else. But because if I need money to do another transfer, I don't know. Because, I don't know. Then I might have to go Palmer over Mbuemo over Bumo. Did I put mince pie? Yeah, I'm winning the vote. 500 of you, and you're all on my side. That's what well, half of you are. You are to sell cash. You don't see any clean sheets for Villa. No, I get it, but I don't know who I'd buy. I don't know who I'd buy instead. Like, I don't look at many teams and think they're going to get loads of clean sheets over that time as well, which is why I'm like, I completely get selling cash, but I don't know who to buy in his place. Unless you can go to Saliba. They just vote to make me happy. Well, what a nice chat you are. Never too early for a mince pie or a slice of Christmas cake. Christmas cake is overrated. Anyway, back to FPL. Already gone cash to 8 Nori. I don't hate it at all. Is it okay to sell Doug's? Yeah, don't buy Villa mids now. Denzel, start Porro or cash. Porro. Chuck Wamenka to Palmer. Yeah, easy move. Palmer, just like, if you're looking for a midfielder and you're uncertain, I feel like Palmer is just safe. Those Chelsea fixtures, for anyone who hasn't seen them, where are they? This is just like Palmer's 5.2 million over this run. I expect to see Palmer 100% owned by everyone in my chat within the next month. Sorry, a few of you asking, is Bowen starting? We don't know yet, Omar. Thank you for renewing your membership for 2 months. For those of you asking how to join, if you go on my channel, there'll be a join button either here or in the top right. There are lots of tiers. Base tier gets you the perks just in these streams. Mid tier gets you members only content, which is going to pick up quite a lot over Christmas. Gets you like members only streams, like vloggy type things. Top tier and GOAT tier get you one-to-one support with your team. You get these sort of like members only stuff down here. So the mid tier is always the one I'd recommend. It gets you bonus content and like members only streams and stuff as well. Cool. Not in the bank and Matome out. I mean, you can go Eze if you really want, but I'd probably just buy Palmer. He's got liquids in his knee. I mean, he literally said they hope that he... Literally said that he might be available. Maybe I'll be wrong, but... Maybe I'll be wrong. Group chat is the best member perk in the game. Tomo, thank you for joining. Welcome. Send me a message on Instagram or Twitter and I'll get you added. Darwin starting, we don't know yet. We do hope to get some Man City and Liverpool team news at some point over the next hour or so. Well, not hour. How long do we have? 50 minutes or so before the deadline. So... Everyone has liquid in their knees. Do we? Interesting. We do hope to get City team news, so we should get confirmation either way on Erling Haaland. Yeah, exactly. Get the Haaland emojis in the chat. We don't know if Bowen travelled, unfortunately. No. Charlton, thank you for joining. Welcome. Any chance of getting a game week 18? Yeah, so when it's wildcard time, so I will do a game week 19 wildcard, which is the last week you can play the first wildcard, and then I will probably do a game week 20 wildcard, which is the first week you can play the new wildcard. However, it's going to be tight. Game week 20 is the 30th. There's like a 2-day period, so it's not easy to work out exactly when I'm going to upload that video, but we'll find a way. We will find a way. Any news on Cash will start? I've no doubt. Cash is being pictured in training. Start Doug Luiz or Archer and roll this week. Sorry that I missed your super chat. I mean, yeah, I'd probably play... I'd probably play Archer over Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz may be forced to play a bit deeper in a game like that. So I'd probably go Archer. I mean, Douglas Luiz to Palmer is just an easy transfer. No interest in Hwang Hee-chan. Not really at the moment. No, I can't lie. Not massive interest in Wolves. I tend to pick attackers. It sounds obvious, but I tend to pick attackers from teams that I expect to score the most goals. which I feel like I've got in my team, and Hwang Yi-chan doesn't fall into that. Doesn't really fall into that one, to be honest. Ooh, hang a minute. We might have some team news. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. I would argue that that's inferring that Darwin starts. I would argue that that's saying that Darwin starts. Oh, sorry. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah, I would imagine that's positive news for Darwin and Darwin owners. Darwin Núñez came from Benfica to the Big Reds. It's been a while since I've sung that on stream. Who's have first sub, Cash or Archer? Probably Archer. If I could play Cash over any of my defenders this week, I would, but I can't. If I could bring back the all-out attack chip, is what I say. Should you remove Bowen for a -4 hit? Already got Mbuemo. Don't sing, don't jinx it. -4 Diaby out for Saka and Matoma for Palmer. Yeah, quite. Diaby to Saka for a hit this week. I just do Matoma to Palmer for free, unless you need to do the extra transfer because you've got stuff to do next week. Is Livramento starting? Well, Lewis Hall can't play against Chelsea because he's on loan. So yeah, there's no reason to expect that he won't play this week. There's no reason to believe that he won't play. So far as Haaland starting, I mean, we've got no reason to believe he won't, really. I'm just having a look if Bowen's uploaded anything on Instagram this morning. Players sometimes do before a game. Is Solanke a better option than Alvarez? It saves money. Yeah. Are you trying to be a meme with Hold Up and the Darwin song in the same minute? I'm not doing it intentionally. Benching Tsimikas given his haul last week. Yes, because City, like home versus away is very different for Liverpool as well. Start Cash, Taylor or Tsimikas. I'm losing my voice. Have some water, Harry. I'm losing my voice. Start Cash, Taylor or Tsimikas. Darwin to Solanke for a -4. If Darwin doesn't start but comes on and scores, would I still get rid of for Solanke next week? Maybe not next week, but I just don't see him starting all of these three. You might want to give him this game, and if he starts that, then maybe he doesn't start Sheffield United. But if he doesn't start that, then he should start that. That's the issue with players like that. You're always like, oh, well, he's benched this week, he should start next week. And then it's just a cycle. It's just a cycle. Who should I captain? Harry, Haaland. Mine's on Haaland, and it's not going to go anywhere. Sorry, start Cash, Taylor or Tsimikas. Darwin to Solanke for a -4. I wouldn't do Darwin out this week. Start Cash, Taylor or Tsimikas. I've gone Cash, so. FPL Juice, thank you very much for the gifted member. AG, congratulations on winning your membership. If you are around, congratulations. You have joined as a mid-tier member, so you get all the members-only content for a month for free. Hope you guys are well. I hope your stream is going well if you are watching as well. I think Mo's on. Was Mo in and moderating and on the stream? God, the commitment. This is great for them to watch. Oh, I am on. How are we doing, Mo? I hope you guys get battered this morning at lunchtime. Up the Haaland. Cash for James or cash for James or roll transfer. I'd probably roll. I still don't think I wouldn't go diving into James for the fixture they've got. Yeah, AJ, love it. So, Captain Solanke, as much as I'm all on board for differential captains this week. Solanke is probably not one of them. At home, maybe, but yeah, it's probably not for me. I'm tempted to do some transfers, but I think I'll roll and just play Alvarez this week. But have to bench Douglas Luiz. I don't think benching Douglas Luiz is that much of an issue. I mean, he is a defensive midfielder. He is on penalties, but yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. Palmer or Buemo Bowen. I mean, Palmer is just such an enabler for the next 10 weeks that, I feel like he should be in every team. Because even if he's a fifth mid and you play 3 up front, what he allows you to do elsewhere in your team is so good. And he is looking good from open play as well. So, yeah. I mean, is he going to score as many points as the others? Maybe not. But is he a better asset than the others? Maybe. Aguerd or 8 Nori for Burn? I said 8 Nori. So I feel like I answered that. Maybe not. Maybe not. Start Taylor or Tsimikas. I mean, I've got Tsimikas first at the moment, but I mean, it's pretty close. They're both rubbish. So I'm going with the one which does have slightly bit of attacking threat, but it is pretty close. Gordon for Palmer. Yes. Double Arsenal defense or play cash. I'd probably just diversify this week. I'd probably bench Gabriel for cash and not double up. Not tempted to start Arja this week, or do I think Matoma? I'm going to sell Matoma. And then none of my others I want to... I wish I could play Archer over Defender this week, but I just can't. It just doesn't work. So, when am I planning to buy Trippier? When I have enough money. So, maybe once I'm able to free up... Maybe when I free up some money on selling Son or something like that. Sorry. Who am I going to sell this week? Right. I'm going to do Matoma to... sorry, someone just sent me a voice note from that stream that they do they watch all the YouTuber streams and then put them on one at a time. It's pretty cool. Matoma to Mbuemo is just going to be my transfer this week. I might end up doing another one if we get news, but I'm going to wait. But I'm about 95% sure. The only reason this wouldn't be my transfer is we get sudden injury news on one of the players in the early game, or Bowen's, we get something on Bowen before the deadline. There's no need for me to make my transfer now when nothing will change in terms of prices for the next week or so. Why is everyone so hard on Mbuemo this week? Do I fancy him? No, but it's more that a lot of us need a midfielder this week, and next week we want him. And from there's no good enough fixtures. This week to go taking a punt on someone else we want this week. So a lot of us are needing a midfielder this week and we'll just buy the player that we want this week because of how bad the fixtures are, that we'll just buy one of them. Luis Diaz for Mbeumo or roll and play Archer. I do the transfer because you'll probably do that transfer next week anyway. Eze's not bad, but as I've said with Eze, he's just too short term for me. Over Christmas, there'll be injuries, there'll be rotation. There'll be injuries, there'll be rotation. So taking a 3-week punt on Eze just doesn't feel worth it. Van Dijk versus Haaland. I'm looking forward to it because it is... Both of them are, in theory, playing very well at the moment. So, yeah, let's see how that one goes. Am I left or right-handed? I am left-handed. All the best people are. That's what I've heard anyway. All the best people are. You have Cash, Gabriel, Livramento, Anderson in defence. Okay, should I start with a back four? I mean, I don't think so. I don't think this is a week to go backing defenders this week. I'd probably bench Cash, Gabriel, or Livramento. How are we going? Any leaks? So we got apparently Darwin. Apparently, so Darwin is all we've got so far. Left-handed. All the best people are left-handed. That's media. Likes. And Buemo, Solanke -4 instead of Matoma, Watkins. I'm not sure I'd do Watkins to Solanke for a hit given this week. That has offended all the right-handed people. There's many more of you. Many more of you. I wonder what the split is. Don't know. Anyway. I've said Buemo or Bumo or Burmo's name more times this stream than I think I ever have in my life. Haaland is still flagged. Any worries there? I mean, not really. He literally posted, "See you tomorrow" on Twitter. So I don't really have any issues. 10% are left-handed. Is that right? Don't do that ever again, Harry. We said we did that once and it didn't end well. And it was embarrassing, so we're not doing it again. Bowen playing. I'd start Bowen. Do I know he's gonna start? No. But if you've got him, then I would start him. I don't go buying him this week, but don't go selling him either. And do start him. So, on Man City, this is not guaranteed news. However, FPL Main Road is a very reliable source normally for City team news, and he helps Luke do his predicted lineup often. And this is his revised predicted lineup. So, practically everyone that you'd want to be in. What are the chances of Turner starting? 0. So this is, I mean, they're predicting that Haaland and Foden and Alvarez are going to start. They sometimes get news before it, and that's why it's in the lineup. But it's a positive. I wouldn't say this guarantees that he's going to start, but I would say this makes me more confident than maybe I was. I mean, I was still 75. I was 80% sure that I think Haaland would start. This probably makes it 90 for me. So it increases my mentality, but don't take it as gospel, basically. I mean, Haaland literally posted saying, "See you tomorrow." From the stands, I doubt it, but yeah. From the stands, yeah, I doubt it. We are 4,000 of you in. Good morning, everyone. I hope you have a great weekend and a good game week when it does come around. If you haven't liked already, we're not that far away from 1,000 likes. There must be enough of you in here who haven't liked the stream that we can get there. And we are also 150 subscribers away from 88,000 this morning. So help a man out. Your thoughts on captaining Watkins versus depleted Spurs? I don't hate it. If anyone told me you captain Watkins, you captain Son, Haaland, Salah, like, I wouldn't have a problem with any of them at all. My captaincy ranking will be up on screen in 15 seconds time. And I think Watkins is up there. I think he's... I can't quite remember. Still grateful for full-time YouTube. Let's go. I know, I cannot wait. I still got 2 weeks left. But yeah, so grateful. Thank you all so much. There's my captaincy ranking. Watkins is number 5, but definitely considerable captaincy shout this week. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. When as much or as little as you do, you all contribute. And Bowen over Palmer, just because I want Palmer as well, but I know that I want Mbeumo next week, and I don't necessarily feel like I need Palmer next week. I know I want him next week for Luton at home, so it makes sense to just go and get the one I know I want in the short term. 2 free transfers and rolling one. Trossard for Gordon or Nketiah for Archer. I wouldn't buy Trossard. And I wouldn't buy Nketiah. I'm not even sure those two start. So I would buy Archer. I don't know which way round it is. If you've got Nketiah, then fine, sell him for Archer. If you've got Archer, do not sell him for Nketiah. If you've got Trossard, don't sell him for Gordon. Go to Mbeumo or Palmer. And if you've got the other one, then sell them and go for Trossard. So basically your midfielder. I wouldn't make the forward transfer unless you own Nketiah. You don't think Haaland is playing City or Son playing Spurs, Harry? What do you mean? You don't think Haaland is playing City? No, on the captaincy, it has the match. It has City, Liverpool. It has the fixture, not just who they're playing against. Start 2 for chance, start Burn and get Archer for Mubama as cover. Yeah, I quite like that. It also covers you quite well going into Christmas. So it's a very sensible transfer, that. I am going to make transfers. I'm about 90% sure that I'm going to do... Yeah, so it's got like fixture, right? So it's got... I'm trying to reach over there to point at it, but I can't. It's got Son is Tottenham Villa. And they're all at... But like Saka is Brentford Arsenal, so it shows you who's home or away. That I don't know if that makes sense. Cash to Saliba or Alvarez to Solanke for a hit. You have Gabriel and Livramento, same midfield. Cash to Saliba I wouldn't do for a hit this week. Alvarez to Solanke. I don't think I'd do either for a hit this week, to be honest. No. Start Lascelles or Cash. Probably Cash. Not worried about early kickoff for Haaland captaincy. I mean, a little bit. I have got the meme ready to tweet, but... I have got the meme ready to tweet. Am I starting Bowen? 100%. 100%. My only thing is, should I theory start Turner over Areola? If Turner starts, is Turner a better buy than Areola? Probably not. Connor, how are we doing? Matoma to Palmer or Mbeumo. Probably, again, like it's the same as me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do Burmo first. Solanke and Palmer instead of Archer and Diaby, no hits. I like those. I don't like Solanke as a 8th attacker, though. It doesn't benefit me long term enough. They just don't like eating pasta at 9 a.m. To be fair, if I told any of you that you had to get up at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning and eat a bowl of pasta, would you want to do that? Zayed, thank you very much. You are every week, yeah, like incredibly generous. Thank you so much for your super chat. I think I replied to your message about your team as you're a member as well. So yeah, like, thank you so much. Have a, fantastic weekend. I appreciate the support of the channel so much. But it is in the name of Christmas spirit. as a result, we'll be doing a little giveaway at the end of the stream, because those super chats are, no, it's not the currency, but it's still a very, very generous donation. But we will be doing a football shirt giveaway for some of that money, so you'll have Zayed to thank for that. But we'll do that after the deadline, so do stick around if you want a chance of winning a football shirt. We do these every so often, and we do ship them to wherever in the world you want them. So it's not a UK only competition. So whoever wants one, stick around at the end of the stream and we will do one. We'll give away a few bits and bobs as well. Is Lamptey starting? We won't know. He was pictured back in training, but I don't know if it was mentioned at all in the press conference. I would, if you've got like, I don't know if we heard anything. I'm just trying to. Dunk is available. He said Estupiñán isn't for a long time. Lamptey is better, which is good news. So, I mean, Lamptey might play. Like, if I had Lamptey over Taylor, I'd probably start him this week. I'd take the punt on it, based on the fixtures. Transfer in Saka or Bowen this week. Probably Saka. My current change this week. I mean, we're pretty certain that Haaland's going to start, so it's going to be Matoma to Bumo. But I am just going to wait to the deadline. There's literally no, like, if for example, out of nowhere we get a Bowen leak that he hasn't travelled with the squad, for example, 10 minutes before the deadline, there's literally no point in me making my transfer now, as opposed to in 15 minutes time. Like, there's no need for me to do it. So I'm just going to wait. But I'm pretty certain that'll be my move. I should have done it the other day, but I was going to do it on Thursday before he was really predicted to rise. I thought there was a chance that he wouldn't rise. And I also thought that there was a bigger doubt on Bowen than there turned out to be. So as a result, I decided to wait for the press conference and hope that he didn't go up in price on Thursday evening. Annoyingly, he did. If Bowen was out, then I do Bowen to Saka. But if Bowen is not going to... If he was only going to miss 1 week, and I've said this before, if he's only going to miss 1 week, then I wouldn't worry about it. Henrik, 2 retransfers on rolling one. Turner to Sanchez, Adingra to Palmer, or Cash to Pinnock. I'd probably do Turner to Sanchez. It does set you up really nicely. I posted it on Twitter. The rotation between Turner and Sanchez. Wow, 170,000 people have seen this tweet. That's crazy. Crazy. Yeah. This rotation for the rest of the year for Areola and Turner is actually, yeah. The only game week coming up where it's difficult is game week 15. West Ham have Spurs away and Chelsea have United away. It's the only week that it's really difficult until about, the end of the season. Like, I will get on this goalkeeper rotation. Like, I will do it at some point. I'm pretty sure I'll get on that. Because I want Chelsea cover. I want Chelsea defence for that Christmas period, which is like this run, basically. And I just don't trust the defenders enough to play every week. So, is Bowen starting? I don't know. We have no news on Bowen. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff, so we may just well not get it. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Only having one Arsenal player is causing me concern. Does Doku start? He's predicted to. So, take what? Interesting. Doku against Trent. Maybe that's what they're going for. Oof. I wouldn't want to be Trent. Reece James, on the other hand, came off that pitch with Doku in his back pocket. No, but it was a good battle. It was really showing Reece James at his best that game. But Doku is an incredible talent. I remember when I used to play football. I'm not saying I played anyone at Doku's level, but when you have players like that run at you, they're your nightmare. Give me a big. I played centre back. Give me a big physical defender. Give me someone who's quick all day. I'll give myself a yard. It'll be fine. Give me someone like a trickster, and that is where I worry. Someone with a ton of pace like Doku. It's no wonder Pep wanted him. It gives him such another dimension. Start Lamptey or Udogie. Lamptey or Udogie. I'll probably chance it on Lamptey. Harry Maguire. That's so rude. I'm not like Harry Maguire. I'm like your classic ball-playing centre-back. Like a Thiago Silva. That would be probably the best description of me playing football. Rolls Royce of a defender. Incredibly composed. Sounds about right. Switching between this deadline stream and the Brawl Stars World Finals. Isn't Brawl Stars that video game? I feel like I used to see the adverts for it. You know those adverts that don't actually show the game as an advert? Probably one of those. 2 free transfers. Should I buy Palmer and Odegaard? Should I buy Palmer and Odegaard for Gordon and Diaby? I would not be buying Odegaard. I still don't think he's a good FPL asset in this new Arsenal system. And you're like Zidane. I'll take your word for it. Why Haaland and not Son, Cap? Because I've not been massively impressed with Spurs over the past couple of games. One, they played with 9 men, to be fair. But against Wolves, without Maddison, they looked average. I think Son will do well. That's why he's got my captaincy. But I'm more confident on Haaland than I am on Son this week. Well, when he says he thinks he's Zidane, I don't think he means Zidane now. I think he means Zidane when he was playing football. Actually, I am like Thiago Silva now. I'm like prime Thiago Silva. Although I don't play very much football anymore. I do want to play more. If anyone's got a London-based football club that I can join, then you let me know. Should you keep Adingra? Yes, with Matoma out, Adingra should play left, which is his best position. Ryan, thank you for the super chat. Hyder, thank you for 3 months. You have the same exact team, but Livramento is down and burned. 2 free transfers and 1 points. Any recommendations? Who are you? I'm planning on keeping Livramento this week. He should play, but I will sell him at some point, hopefully to Trippier. So yeah, you need to sell Dan Burn and Matoma. I don't know if you could do, maybe 8 Nori in your midfield. What time is it? We got 19 minutes to go. Still no nothing on Bowen. No travelling Burnley squad, which is a shame. Yeah. I look like Harry Maguire. I'm getting slated in the chat this morning. Start Simicast or Archer. Archer if you can. So apparently Jared Bowen is having a late fitness test, but don't know. My stance on Bowen, so there's a few players coming in a lot. Cash, I think, is a fine pick. Bowen, if you own him, you start him. You don't captain him, but you don't bench him, but you don't buy him this week. So just what you've got with Bowen, just leave him there. Leave him there. I look like Romero. Alvarez. Harry Maguire. What? People say I look like João Cancelo, and that's a much bigger compliment. You don't look like Harry Maguire. Good. I don't think Harry... Well... Matoma and Diaby for Saka and Palmer. Yes. I don't necessarily... Yeah, no, I probably would do those. I mean, I could do those. But then I do want Mbeumo. I don't... Like, Mbeumo is more important to me than Diaby. So... I think you look like FPL Harry, to be fair. Good. Transfer out Sim for Saka. Who's Sim? Oh, Son. I wouldn't do Son out this week. Jason Richard only has 621 points. I don't understand this joke every week, Dilbert. Am I missing something? Every week I get this. I see the joke and I don't get it. But I read it every week. Start Lamptey or Cash. If you've got Lamptey, I'll probably chance it. My transfers are going to be Matoma to Mbeumo. I think. I'm pretty certain that's what it's going to be. My guy looks like young Cesar Azpilicueta. That's all good as well. Just logged in. No Alvarez. You can bring in Solanke. No, Alvarez is predicted to start. Alvarez is predicted to start. Oh, he's your friend. I've got it. Right. I didn't know if he was someone that I should know who they were. He should definitely take out that membership if that's how he's doing this season. Ow. Is Matoma not starting? Matoma's been ruled out. So yeah. Right, enough of who I look like. I need to answer some questions. Do I know the status of Cash? Cash is trained. So there's nothing to assume that he won't play. Nothing to assume. Gordon to Palmer for a hit. Not for a hit, no. Chris Wood, interesting. Apart from all the Wood-related jokes, 4.9 million is not bad. I don't massively prefer it over Archer, but he does play for a team that will likely score more goals. He'll likely be involved, and he's had a decent goal-scoring record in the past at 4.9 million up front. But an extra 0.4 on a striker. He's not even... he will play every week, but he won't play 90 every week. And when there's a lot of fixtures, Origi could get a start. So, start Pedro Porro or Shah. Pedro Porro. So, just on Chris Wood. I kind of get it, but I'm not sure it's necessarily worth it. What other Chelsea asset would I consider apart from Palmer? I'm definitely going to buy Sanchez in goal. Definitely going to buy Sanchez in goal. Best Burn and Matoma replacements this week. Burn and Matoma. Defensively, it's very hard. Harry Toffolo at Forest. The 8 Nori. Saliba if you can. And then Matoma is probably Mbeumo if you can get up to Saka. Cole Palmer if you need to come down. Or Eze if you want a short-term punt. But I probably wouldn't do that. Any last-minute news? Not really. We are predicting, and this is only a prediction, right? This is not guaranteed, but we are predicting this is the Manchester City team, and we're also expecting Darwin to start. But those, The Darwin one seems from a reliable source, and people have quote retweeted it saying Darwin starts. So, but the yeah, the City one is more a very good prediction of lineups. Why not Saka for Mitoma instead of Mbuemo? I can't afford it. I don't have enough money. I'd have to make a second transfer, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, how long have we got? 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Tsimikas or Lamptey. If you've got Lamptey, I'd probably chance him. I'll probably take the gamble on it. Does Jota start? We don't know. We don't know anything on Liverpool, apart from we think Darwin starts. Am I selling Bowen or not? No, Bowen is a keep. Bowen captain. I wouldn't captain him. Start Solanke or Alvarez. I'd probably start Solanke. If I had him when I make Saka captain, Harry, no. He's 4th in my captaincy ranking up in the top right. There's lots of egg emojis in the chat. I think you're in the wrong streamers. I think you're wrong FPL streamers stream there. Premier League moment that put a tear in my eye. I'm not sure a Premier League moment has put a tear in my eye ever. Watching Chelsea win Champions League in Porto on my own after at the end of COVID was pretty close. Was pretty close. And the other one, the only 2 moments in football that have got me close. I don't think I've ever cried at football. Oh, the other one, England losing the Euros final. But I didn't cry. I wouldn't cry at that. But I'd had enough drinks that I was emotional about it. And then the first one was when Eden Hazard told us that he was leaving. When Hazard, as a Chelsea fan, we just won the Europa League, and he says, yes, I think this is goodbye. I've never been so unhappy to win a trophy in all my life. We won a trophy, and I just couldn't care less about it. He should have stayed. What's happened, man? He should have come back as well. You dolphin dived off the patio and he thought you may have been a bit drunk. Start Palmer or Archer? Palmer. Matoma's going to go. Don't worry. We've got 10 minutes to go. I can probably make the transfer now. The chances of us getting Bowen news in the next however long is slim. Scott, did you post it in the chat? Scott, post it in the chat and I'll have a look at it. Is Lamptey expected to start? If yes, I probably would start him over Tsimikas. But in your defence, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just play Cash, Gabriel, Lascelles. Play Lamptey over Cash. I probably wouldn't. Udogi, Brighton haven't kept a clean sheet so far this season. Udogi or Cash this week. I probably would play the home defender in Udogi. Start Gordon or Archer. Gordon. Saka, Kudus for Mitoma, Bowen. I wouldn't be selling Bowen even to Kudus, so no. Cool. We're going to do those. Just a reminder, we're going to give away a football shirt at the end of the stream to someone that is subscribed. So do stick around until after the stream if you do fancy winning a football shirt of any choice this league. You can have someone's name on the back. You can have the lot. Mitoma to Mbuemo, but it is subscriber only. And then you'll have to put a keyword in the chat, and you have to be subscribed to use the chat as well. So, Mitoma out and Mbuemo in. It feels quite obvious. No, the word is not keyword. I'll decide what keyword is later. And Buemo injured? No. Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is a sell. Well, probably. You might want to keep him for Everton, but after that, if I could afford Matoma to Saka as a single transfer, would I do it? Probably yes. If I could afford it, I would do it. Let me just get this done. Hang on. Let me just check anything being shared. No, nothing. Cool. I'll roll the other transfer. 2 next week. We'll be looking at Saka. We'll be looking at Palmer. And we'll be looking at upgrading the defence next week. There'll be a video out on Sunday as well with all my details, which I'll record after the Spurs game. So you have Salah, Saka, Son and Bowen, or you also have Watkins and Haaland and Archer on the bench. Who do I transfer? Who do I play? Absolutely stumped. Salah, Saka, Son and Bowen. You don't need to sell any of them. Also have Watkins, Haaland and Archer on the bench. You're missing a midfielder. I don't think you want to make any of those forward transfers, so I don't know who your last attacker is there, Julian. Cool. Let's do some rapid fire questions for the next 4 or 5 minutes. Before we do that, if you could just make sure you've liked and subscribed, and then we will just do 5 minutes of answering as many as we possibly can. We are 80 subs away from... We are 80 subs away from... we've got some team news as well for you all. Yeah, 80 subs away from 88k. So there must be 80 of you watching. So likes. This guy is normally absolutely spot on with City news. He's normally absolutely on the money with it. So, Haaland owners, no need to sweat. There was no sweating happening in the first place, but... Cool. Let's do some questions. Start Tsimikas or Taylor. We don't know if Tsimikas is going to start, so probably Taylor. If we knew Tsimikas would start, then I'd probably say him. No other big issues. Bowen out. Saka, Bowen, I'd leave it. I wouldn't sell Bowen this week. Peak District or Lake District. That's not a one for the 5 minutes before the deadline. Palmer or Gordon. Palmer. Last attacker is Anderson, Newcastle. Can you do Anderson to Palmer? Julian. Start Souček or Palmer. Probably Souček if you've got him for that fixture. Archer or Walker. Archer. Salah or Haaland captain. I'm on Haaland captain. Palmer or Archer. If there's a question that's answered by my lineup, then I won't answer it. So do have a look at my team, because if you're asking about captaincy or things like that. Mike, thank you for joining as a member. Again, if you want to join, just on my page, there's a little join button there. But where are we? Start Palmer or Adingra. If you've got Adingra, I'd probably play him against Forest. He's going to be playing on his favoured side. Son captain. I don't hate it at all. Tsimikas or Gabriel. Definitely Gabriel as per my team. Cash or Lascelles. I'd probably play Cash, but that's maybe the Chelsea bias in me talking. Start Kudus or Archer. Kudus. Archer is only really a replacement for injured players, or instead of playing a back four. How sure am I a Lamptey start? I'm not sure at all. I'm not sure at all. Start Lascelles or Tsimikas. Probably Lascelles. I'm starting Livramento, so start Palmer or Archer. Palmer. Yeah, Haaland is all good to go. Areola or Leno. Sorry, I've seen that question so much and I haven't answered it. Probably Leno. Areola and West Ham can't defend, so Leno. Start Diaby or Bumo. Diaby. Thanks, Adam. I think Adam runs that account, but I don't know if it's different on YouTube. You both have access. James or Porro this week? Probably Porro, but yeah, Porro. Start Palmer or Alvarez or Watkins. You can only start one of them. Surely you can't bench two of them. Probably bench Palmer. Start Gordon or Adingra. Branthwaite or Simicast. Branthwaite. We've got 1 minute to go until the deadline. Start Doku or Kudus. Kudus based on the fixture. Is my bench in the right order? Yes, I don't want a Burnley defender in my team. Areola or Allison? Probably Areola. Captain Saka, if I had him. He's 4th on my Captaincy ranking. It's always you. Lamptey, Simicast or Taylor. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on... Oh, we have more. Alvarez not in the 11. Alvarez not in the 11, apparently. Haaland and Doku start. Apparently, Alvarez is not in the 11. That is literally going to be the deadline. So I hope that you've seen this and let it impact your teams if necessary. These guys are normally very good. They get it pretty much every time. I have no reason to doubt that it isn't. But that is the bells outside my house are going. That means that we are locked in for the game week. You just made it. We are going to give away a football shirt at the end of this stream, so do hang around. But yeah, that is crazy 1 minute before the deadline. It's quite good for me, that. I have to admit, as an Alvarez non-owner. Yeah, so anyone who wonders, I live opposite a church and the bells go every hour. So I know when the deadline is there because they ring slightly early. What did Ross do? Did Ross bench him? Because he knew Darwin was going to start. Cool. Just took him out for Archer, fingers crossed. Wow. This is why, fingers crossed, this is why we're in the stream. We're in streams 1 minute before the deadline, right? He might come off the bench. It's very possible, but statistically, I'm really surprised by that. I'm really surprised by that. I thought Alvarez was a lock. What did Ross do? Oh, we benched him. Nice. And he went James. He scores off the bench, by the way. It's very possible. It's very possible. 2 secs. I'm just going to tweet my team out and then we will give away the football shirt. So those of you, everyone heading off, well, that's their loss. They are going to be without it. Yeah, strange assistant Alvarez scored. I think Alvarez is a class player. So I'm interested to see how they line up without him. It'll be Foden in that role. Sorry, 1 sec. My game week 13 team lock. Mitoma to Boomer. Tick. Second transfer rolled. Haaland, captain. Second transfer rolled. Post. So, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to, of course, it is for subscribers only. So if you are still watching and you aren't subscribed, you do need to be subscribed to enter into the giveaway. The keyword that we're going to put in is, who are we going to put? Let's do Alvarez. No, that's, yeah. Yeah. Alvarez. So as I say, the giveaway will be for a football shirt. We do ship them, or I will ship it to wherever you want in the world. You can have whatever shirt you want within like this season. You can have name on the back. You can have the lot. You can have the lot. So get Alvarez in the chat. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. And yeah, let me get my laptop out to do it. So you have until I get onto YouTube on my laptop to get the keyword in the chat. I have to go. Right, Right, everyone stop typing now so I can see who wins. Stop. Membership. Oh, I don't want to join. How do I? Membership gifting. Buy one membership. Okay, we can stop. All the names have been entered. If you type it now, it will not be entered. So here we go. Maybe I need to turn slow mode right up for like 2 minutes. Let me just whack that up so I can at least... We're going to just make slow mode really high just so that I can see who wins. Cool. It has been bought. Send a message every 5 minutes. I have. It's gone through. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Jin has just typed, so can't type again in for another 3 minutes. Let me bring slow mode back down. Well, at least I've seen who wins. Let me take a screenshot. Jin, congratulations. Jin, congratulations. We will be back. We'll do more of these as the season goes on over Christmas as well. We will do all of those things. But Jin, send me a message on Instagram or Twitter. If you sign up for a membership today, send me on those as well. And I will get you added as well. Thank you all. If you guys are going to head off, we're going to do a little bit of planning for next week on this stream as well. So we're not going to wrap up quite yet. But if you are going to go, members will do a specific members only one as well. But yeah, we are going to head off. Thank you all. We got close. We missed 100k, 88k by 34 subs, but that's no worries at all. It was a fun stream. So, a little bit of planning for next week. Game week 14. Cool. So, this is how my team will line up for next week. This is how my team is going to line up next week. I'll have 2 transfers, not 1. Let me message Reese. So, did I turn slow mode down? Yeah, 30 seconds. Cool. Yeah, so this is how my team is going to line up straight away for next week. I'll have 2 transfers. The first thing, like, obviously missing is Saka. Arsenal begin quite a nice fixture run of Wolves, Luton, Villa, Brighton. Now, in order to get him, I can do Diaby to him if I do a second transfer, which downgrades a little bit of money. So I would have to free up 0.5, which I don't really want to do. The other thing I can obviously do here is Son or Bowen. If Spurs look bad, I'm pretty sure I'll do Son to Saka this week, and I'll do it dependent on price changes. That's my first initial thought, depending on how Spurs look on Sunday. If not, then yeah, if Son and Spurs look great, then I've got to really consider what I do with Saka. I mean, if Arsenal don't look great again, then I might not do it, but I'm really looking in here. I then do need to... My defence looks okay, actually, next week. Fulham, if Tsimikas might play that, Gabriel at home to Wolves and Cash away at Bournemouth. Like, it's absolutely fine. If anything happens and any of them are a major doubt, I do have Taylor at home to Sheffield United on my bench as well. Saka hasn't scored since September, it's true. But over Christmas, like, he's just one of those players that I'm pretty certain is more likely to play play more minutes than the others. One sec. Saka hasn't scored in a while, but I know. That's the plan. I basically need to decide this week on Son, Bowen, Saka, which of them I don't want to own at the moment. Son, Bowen, Saka, basically, is what I need to decide on, which of them I go without. And it's quite hard, but I've got to make the judgment call this week of who I don't want over Christmas. So let's see if Bowen plays today. Let's see how Arsenal get on, and let's see how Spurs get on as well. But it is 10 minutes after the deadline. I'm going to go and chill. I'm going to go and have something to eat. I'm going to go and get myself a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to watch some of the football, and then I'm going... it is Holly's mum's birthday this week, just gone, and we're going out, so I need to go and get on the train soon. But that is all for today. Thank you all very much for joining. Have a fantastic, fantastic weekend. Thank you all for your support. Those of you who are still in here as well, you are the true goats who stick around supporting the stream. Have a fantastic weekend. Good luck this week. The video will be back at 6:30 on Sunday, so be here for that. Make sure you've turned on notifications on the channel as well, so you get that little reminder. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all again on Sunday. Thanks, everyone.